All right, today we're tackling a story that a lot of us probably think we know inside and out, the wedding at Cana. But here's the thought. What if Jesus' very first miracle wasn't really about saving a party from being a total bust? What if it was something much bigger, like a mission statement for a whole new age?
So you gotta ask, right? Of all the things he could have done, why was turning water into wine his first big miracle? I mean, on the surface, it just looks like he's saving a wedding from a really awkward social blunder. But stick with me here, because as we're about to see, every single detail in this story is absolutely packed with meaning. It's all pointing to something way more profound.
Okay, so to really get this, we've got to put ourselves there. Picture this. We're at a wedding in a little town called Cana of Galilee. The party's going strong, everyone's having a great time. But, behind the scenes, a total disaster is brewing.
And we have to understand, running out of wine back then, that wasn't just a minor inconvenience like running out of chips at a party today. No, this was a deep social humiliation. Hospitality was this huge, serious moral obligation, so for the host family, this was absolutely catastrophic. We're talking about the party and their entire reputation coming to a screeching, crashing halt.
So Jesus' mother, Mary, she notices what's happening and points out the problem. And Jesus' response? It's not some small, subtle fix. Nope. He gives this grand instruction. He tells the servants to go fill 6 huge stone jars with water. And you need to know, these weren't just any old water pots.
And just think about the sheer scale of this. Each one of those 6 jars could hold something like 20 to 30 gallons. Do the math. That's roughly 150 gallons of new wine. I mean, that is an extraordinary, almost absurd amount of wine. This clearly wasn't just about topping people off. This was a statement of just overwhelming abundance.
And get this, it wasn't just about the quantity. When the chief steward, basically the party manager, takes a sip, he's completely blown away. He's astonished. Not only is there this crazy amount of wine, but the quality, it's way better than anything they'd been serving all night. He even says, you saved the best for last, which was just not how things were done.
Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting. The crucial takeaway here is that this story isn't just about a beverage. Not at all. The author of this gospel, John, is a master of symbolism, and he is layering this entire story with it. Every single detail, the wedding, those specific jars, the water, the wine, it's all a clue pointing to a much, much bigger message.
So let's do that. Let's break down 3 of the key symbols here to really see what's going on under the surface. Once we get what these things represent, the whole point of the miracle just snaps into focus.
First up, the wedding itself. Why a wedding? Well, in biblical tradition, a wedding feast is this really powerful symbol for the covenant, that special, intimate relationship between God and his people. So the fact that Jesus performs his very first public sign here, he's deliberately placing his entire mission right inside that framework of a divine relationship that's about to be fulfilled.
And this is where the transformation really hits home. Those stone jars, they weren't random. They were the specific type of jars used for Jewish rites of purification. They literally represented the old system of ceremonial law. But Jesus completely transforms their purpose. They go from holding water for ritual cleansing to holding wine for joyful celebration. It's a perfect picture of the central message.
And even the number of jars, 6, is a huge clue. In biblical symbolism, the number 7 often stands for perfection or completion. So 6 represents something incomplete, something that falls just short. These 6 jars are a symbol of an old order that's, well, unfinished and waiting for its fulfillment.
And finally, let's talk about the main event, the transformation of water into wine. Water symbolizes the cleansing, the preparation of the old way. But wine is this powerful biblical symbol of joy, of blessing, of this incredible abundance that everyone was waiting for. So you see, the old way isn't just thrown out. It's elevated, it's transformed into something new and overflowing with life.
Now, all this talk about transformation in wine naturally leads to a very practical question, one that people have debated for, well, a very long time. And the question is this: was the wine alcoholic? Was this a miracle that produced basically grape juice? Or was it real fermented wine? To get to the bottom of this, we've got to look at the evidence, both from the original text and the history of the time. Okay, first let's look at the language itself. The original Greek text uses the word oinos, and in ancient literature, oinos is the standard, totally unambiguous word for fermented wine. It's used all over the place, including the rest of the Bible. There's just no real linguistic evidence that it would have meant
unfermented grape juice here. And history backs this up too. Think about it. In a world with no refrigeration, fermentation wasn't just for fun. It was the main way you preserved grape juice so it wouldn't spoil. But the real clincher is the steward's comment, right? The whole idea of serving the good wine first, before your guests have had too much to think clearly. Well, that comment only makes sense if the wine is actually alcoholic.
Okay, so when we put all these pieces together, the symbols, the context, we can finally see the true, powerful meaning of this story. This miracle isn't really about wine at all. It's about the arrival of something the entire world had been waiting for.
It's this beautiful, clear progression, isn't it? You have the water of the old ritual law, held in those 6 incomplete jars. And then Jesus transforms it into the wine of a brand new age. An age that's going to be defined by abundant grace and just overflowing joy.
And here's a really important point. The old system isn't just tossed aside or called bad. No, it's fulfilled. It's elevated. It's given its ultimate purpose. I mean, you couldn't have had the wine without the water first, right?
So the miracle is basically a living, breathing demonstration of this new reality. It shows that God's grace, which is abundant and celebratory and joyful, surpasses the old system of ritual law. The incredible quality of the new wine just blows the old function of the water out of the water.
And that's the heart of it, really. This first sign reveals what Jesus' mission is all about. It's not about just enforcing a new set of rules. It's about bringing an overflowing, transformative, and totally divine kind of joy into the world. It's a sign that the kingdom of God has arrived, and it's like a wedding feast where, guess what, the best wine has just been poured.
So you see, the wedding at Cana is anything but a minor story. It's the overture for his entire ministry. It sets the stage for everything that's to come, announcing that we now live in a world where the plain water of ordinary life can be transformed into the rich wine of divine joy. And that really leaves us with one big question to think about.